What we're dealing with here is a complete lack of respect for the law.
WBOSS Bossman Radio.
Historic Bruton, Alabama. It's drive time with your host, DJ and KJ.
Good Friday morning, and welcome to the family reunion, also known as Drive Time, brought to you exclusively by Jim Peach Motors and Peach Chevrolet. Good crowd in first thing this morning. Good morning, Elisa. Good morning, Becky. Trevor Youngblood in. Good morning, Youngblood. JP, the coach. Good morning, Coach. PGP in as well. Gwen Shell. Good morning, Gwen. Wheezy, good morning. Kathy Tolan, Hot Rod. Tracy Miller in, good morning. Holly Shirley in, good morning. Clobber and Rob, good morning, Rob. Monica Williams, Graydon in as well, good morning, Monica. Lindsay Lynn, Raj Palmer. Miss Kurtz in, good morning, Miss Gail. Adam Manasco, Tracy Steele, Chevy Ann. Summer Moore Jacks, Dwayne King, good crowd. Good morning, Ken Wood. And good morning also to our native son, one of our good buddies from way back, Colin McMillan.
That's right. Hey. Good morning, Colin.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
What's going on this morning? As you can see, we got some bills on this morning.
Yeah. How about the headwear?
Yeah,
a little code word hats.
Yeah. Tell us about that, man. This is awesome project you got going on.
I've just been watching the drive time, and I've just really thought it was neat the way it's brought the community together and in a lot of charitable ways, and it made me think about this hat company that I've started in Nashville with two friends of mine called Code Word Hats. And Andrew Clark is about to start carrying the 850, the Auburn 334, the University of Alabama 205, and the 251 hat here. And what they do is we call it the hat that gives back. And we're hooked up with the Children's Miracle Network on a national level. We wanted to go as broad with it as we could, while still keeping it as a local thing regionally. And so what we've done is we're in over 70 area codes now, from L.A. to New York City to Miami and Texas, and everywhere in between. And what we do is the National Children's Miracle Network hooks us up with their regional rep, wherever that area code is. And then they get us in touch with the Women's and Children's Hospital that services that area code. And 30% of all profits from each area code's hat goes to that regional Women's and Children's Hospital in that area. So the hat you're wearing goes to the Columbus Regional Children's Hospital. This one goes to the Children's of Alabama. The 251 hat goes to the University of South Alabama Women's and Children's. 850 goes to Studer Family Hospital that's down in Pensacola.
Wow, I tell you, that is awesome that you come up with. Like, how did you come up with this idea?
It's a friend of mine in Nashville, Nate Montgomery, and we met through the music industry, and he was doing merchandise for Eric Church, and he left from being on the road with Eric and started manufacturing merchandise with Eric's tour manager, Ty Bunch, and has been very successful and has picked up some pretty big clients. And he had kind of been bumping this idea around. Real good friend of mine, and him and his girlfriend Haley are going vacation with me and Coley.
Sure.
And it was just kind of something we talked about, and he kind of run off of me for a few years, and then he decided he wanted to do it, and really just put a lot of his heart and soul and time into it, and partnered up with Sean Pace, who is the guy who found and managed Kane Brown, the new country artist. And Sean obviously he was a big social media marketing guy. That's how he kind of got Kane going. And so it was a good fit, you know, to kind of in a grassroots way start marketing and promoting this company through social media. And
well, I tell you what, and go ahead, DJ. I'm
There's great response
Oh,
already
yeah,
coming in
sure.
about the caps. And for the people in the immediate area, they can get this one, yours, and the one Ken's wearing,
and this 850
and the
hat.
850 hat at Weaver's.
That's correct.
Down on the boardwalk, go see Andrew and Jenny Clark.
That's right. And so
And they will carry them there.
yeah, so we're
you.
in that process right now with Andrew and Nate are kind of going back and forth, and Andrew's going to let us know how many of each hat that he's wanting at this location and the one in Pace.
he's gonna need more Auburn than he does anything else.
Come on now. made my earpiece fall out.
Listen,
Do you make a visor, or is it just the cap?
No, it's just the caps right now. You know, we kind of wanted to crawl before we walk, walk before we run, and we've been getting a really good response. Like I said, we're in over 70, you know, area codes, and you know, I'll tell you a neat thing we did with this company too. You know, when Hurricane Harvey hit, and then Irma there right after. We wanted to do something because we're saying if we're the hat that gives back and we're a charitable hat company, we need to do something for these relief efforts. And we kind of bumped around some ideas, and Nate kind of wanted to go off of that Tom shoes, you know, something tangible.
oh yeah, yeah.
And so instead of just saying, well, 30% to go to this nonprofit that's helping with relief effort, what we ended up doing was we approached the food bank in Houston and figured out through their cost what a hat could provide. And we made a hat that said Tex and Lone Star on the back. And
What's the website right now, Colin? There's several people asking for that website.
It's codewordhats.com.
I'm gonna type that in. Code, all one word. Codewordhats.com.
Yeah.
.com.
It wears great.
It does.
It's a good wearing
it's
hat.
a good quality hat, and we have these trucker hats too.
Yeah.
You know, this is the cotton hat, which I really like this one a lot. They're good, deep fitting hats. They don't feel real shallow.
If they'll fit on my big head, they'll fit on anybody. I'm telling you right
It
now.
doesn't make my head look smaller.
Right? Yeah.
If they'll fit on my big head, I'm telling you, they got a size that'll fit everybody's. That's for sure. And it is a great wearing hat, a great feeling hat. You know, and the fact that it's going to help support what it is to helping support. I mean, that makes it even all the better for me. I mean, I'd wear the 205 hat just for that. I mean, I got a wife and daughter who's going to insist on having one of those. So,
and I forgot, the back of each hat has kind of a call on it, and so like the Tuscaloosa hat says T-Town, the 251 hat either says Coastal Alabama or just Alabama. The 334 hat says the Plains, Panhandle here.
That's cool.
Just kind of repping your area a little bit. And what I was saying about the Harvey thing is we ended up figuring out that we could provide 21 meals for every hat for the Harvey relief. And then Irma came, and to date we have provided close to 120,000 meals.
Really?
Disaster relief.
Wow, that's awesome.
Through Code Word hats. And so it's just.
Say that number again, because that's a staggering number.
It's close to, I don't know the exact number as to date, but it's over 110,000.
Wow.
that is awesome, man.
Yeah,
I mean, and I'm going to tell you something.
People helping people.
I want to say something about Colin as well. Colin has been a supporter of what we've been doing and has for a long time. And, it just goes back to show the generous, nature of the community that we live in. Just the fact that, you're off doing things like this and putting out the effort and doing those types of things. And I think you do it for the reasons of, like we do. It just makes you feel good to be able to give back and do that kind of thing.
I really got to witness, my dad was a very compassionate, charitable.
Yes, he was.
Man, and getting to witness that and knowing how good of a person he was, it just kind of instills something in you, I'll
tell you, I'm going to share a couple of things real quick, kind of along those same lines. Your dad was, your dad was a mentor to me in terms of volunteering your time, having compassion, giving when you can. For many years, you being one of them. I've been involved in Babe Ruth baseball. We had some good times back there. You used to throw the deuce a little bit.
Yeah.
And
I had a good curveball, real slow fastball. Kind of threw people off.
But there was never an all-star tournament that we went to where your dad would not call me down to the Lee place.
Yeah.
I mean, and he would initiate it. And he would wad up a little carrying change, and he would say, make sure they have a first-class time.
That's right.
So any of you young people out there are now getting to be a little bit older, anytime we went to a movie or went to a little nicer restaurant, it was because of Bob McMillan. And he did that willingly over and over again. That's just a small example of what he did. But something else, I want to brag on you for just a minute, and you'll probably get mad at me for saying this. Like so many people from our area, you have never forgotten where you came from, and you've always given back every opportunity you've had. You've been very supportive of us since we started this venture a couple of months ago. And one of the things that I love is you've been involved in the music industry a little bit, helping do and those things. And I love when he is set up to play in Atlanta or he is set up to play over in New Orleans, and you always swing through and catch the Bruton show also. I mean, you've been good enough to work Bruton in and make sure that we were a part of it. Yeah. And I don't know. I think that's a testament to your character and how you were raised, and it is certainly appreciated by all of us.
I've been talking to Drake White actually about getting back down here. I think we're going to try to work it out. He's on new management, so I'm having to
deal with that.
You know, I mean, it's relationships.
Oh yeah,
and,
sure.
But I mean, they're good guys and they're real good at what they do. I just have to develop that relationship.
Well, tell us a little about Mudbug Mafia.
Well, and you know, actually, I'm sorry. Before I go to that, I wanted to mention.
Oh yeah.
This right here, it's called Sandcastle Kids, and so down there, you know, Coley and I have moved down to 38 down there closer to my mother, and Casey Joyner and his wife Shelly Joyner have started this company that I feel really falls in line with what we're trying to do at Code Word Hats. And we're kind of trying to develop a relationship and introduce them to the Children's Miracle Network and kind of get them going with us. And they've been rock and rolling what they're doing. So this company, this nonprofit, through donors and property management companies and just different charitable people in the area in 38, Emerald Coast, Destin, they have started providing 1 week with stocked groceries and 1 paid excursion vacation for children that are battling cancer or have recently battled cancer. And I just really, they're great people, and I just really attached to them, and we're trying to, you know, develop something. And what
another great.
That's an awesome gesture.
I mean, it's awesome. I mean, it really is.
It's like the Project Reconnect. You know, they do that with recently brought home soldiers down in Orange Beach,
right?
And it's kind of the same concept. But I was wanting to say, you know, just through watching Drive Time and just really being moved by watching the community step up. Code Word Hats and Sandcastle Kids has gotten together and is providing Crispin, you know, who I've learned about through Drive Time, a week vacation, you know, the whole plan, the whole deal they do with the groceries and the excursion. And
wow.
So I'm going to get his family.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Contact.
That is awesome.
Y'all, you know,
that's awesome.
I'm going to go through that.
Yeah.
First class.
That is
first
awesome.
Class. And we'll happen everywhere.
And we will. Yeah. No.
It's a neat deal here.
And we'll get you that. We'll get you that information.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is awesome. And I'm gonna tell you something. You know, that is you're to be commended. You know, they're to be commended. That's any time that you can reach out to people. And here's the thing, you know, yeah, we're all from this community, but a lot of us, and this is kind of the reason we're doing the whole Dash Bash thing. A lot of us, we don't know each other. We talk to each other on Facebook, or we talked a lot during the Dash for Cash, all this kind of thing. But just like this, you know, it's just people who really want to help others, but they just don't know, have never had a vessel or don't know how, or you know, that kind of thing. And so, hey, that's awesome.
Yeah,
and
I was introduced to him and his situation through the show, which is, I mean, that's, you know, commending to the show, y'all, the community.
Well, I'll tell you,
I mean, that's how that stuff happens when people start actively talking about it.
It is, and I'm
Just
telling you,
different
he will enjoy the heck out of that.
I wonder what their
assure you.
excursion's going to be. You know,
I don't know.
they get to choose, I guess. You know, so.
I don't know.
That'll be awesome.
But that will be awesome.
But
And
y'all can look. That's Sandcastle Kids, and they they have pictures and stories of past vacations, and it's a neat deal.
And that's why we say, and we rode around and said it. I can't tell you how many times we live in the greatest community in the world.
In the
It's
world.
true.
We do.
Yeah,
And we were all fortunate enough, all three of us, to grow up here.
absolutely.
So and there's like we said every morning, there's nothing wrong with being positive. Nothing.
That's
I mean,
right.
if you can't be positive and all that, then hey, I don't know what else to say. But no, we do, and I'm gonna tell you something. I don't think this is the end for Colin. If knowing Colin like we do, I think Colin's probably just getting started with some of the big things you're going to do out there. I'm sure you probably got other things in the works and all
What are
this
you
kind
doing
of
June
stuff.
30th?
Man,
It's a trick question.
I know I'm have to be in Texas. We're doing a huge bowl in Texas, but I want to say I'm going to be back before that. Is that the Dash Bash?
That's the
Yes.
Bash,
The
man.
Velcro Pygmies?
The Pygmies.
Yes.
Golly, those guys are a good time now.
Yes, they are.
If
You're here, if you're around, you need to be here.
I'll bring Coley with me too.
Please do.
And I mean, code word hats. We've got a lot in the pipeline. We've got some different conversations going on. We've I can't really talk about all of it too much, but there's conversations with PGA of America, the military.
PGP wants to how they get hats today. Codewordhats.com.
They can, and then Andrew is going to start carrying them at Weavers, and that's an opportunity to support a local business and while also doing the local charity. But yes, absolutely go on codewordhats.com and get them. And like I said, we're in over 70 area codes. So anybody listening anywhere else, I imagine we probably have your area code, and if we don't, contact us and let us know.
I'm sure they can get it.
Area.
Yeah,
I've
I've seen them on TV. I've seen them on some of the athletic events.
Yeah, so Mark Ingram wore our Saints colored 504 hat to the wild card playoff game, and then the next day wore this one to the Sugar Bowl and was Instagramming and praying with the team.
I tell you what, I just seen Brandy Jackson, and I want to say, Brandy, our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family, and I hope everything is going well. And not going to get into much of that, but we, of course, Neil and Brandy, both great friends of ours, and we certainly want to extend our thoughts and prayers with you, and hope everything goes exactly how it needs to up there in Birmingham. So, just wanted to say that. So let's shift gears a little bit and talk about the mafia.
Dropping them hot and hauling tail.
Dropping them hot, hauling them tail. That's right. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, that's I guess we're in our fourth season with crawfish, and it's my dad always told me it takes like 3 years to really figure out how a business is going to take off and operate. And
we would agree.
where you're at with it. And
sometimes
for some it's a little longer. And we'd be the idiots that
got a long list of what not to do.
I was going to tell you, we could give you about 4 years worth of stuff not to do, and we can tell you we can tell you how to just stumble across something.
We've definitely had those speed bumps in the road, and this fourth year, this thing has really, you can see it, and it's taken off, and we've had to get a new trailer and new cookers, and I mean, on the weekends, we're pretty much in 3 to 4 places at one time.
I was going to say, I don't think y'all just kind of a one crew show anymore, are you? I mean, you've got several.
We aren't.
Here comes trouble.
There's me and Justin.
My
Byrne,
goodness.
Obviously.
The Kais are infiltrating us early this morning. Early this morning.
Got some shirts in tow.
Look here.
All right.
Size. Let's make sure. Oh yeah. Hey.
Oh yeah.
And these are medium too.
Is that medium?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess
Butcher.
was questioning.
Thank you, Butcher.
That medium. Yes.
Yeah.
Was it?
We're gonna. Yeah. I tell you. Ask him what happened to him over here in that seat.
Oh yeah, with the rubber snake.
That's 2 weeks
Wow.
off.
About that.
Final.
Is he giving you that as a napkin?
Hey, hey, listen.
It's a bill.
I want you to put them together. Make you know, that'd be a cape. They have 2 of them now.
And speaking of, got to shout out Daniel Smith for breakfast.
I was gonna say we got to do that.
Colin brought donuts.
Colin brought donuts.
Daniel Smith brought some pizza.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that chicken Alfredo.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, here, man.
Try one of each.
Yeah, listen, it is chicken Alfredo bacon pizza, hand tossed with that what do you call it, the pretzel crust.
Oh, okay.
And it's got the white sauce. Alfredo, it's great. It's great.
Chicken.
Yeah.
We might have to start trying to do some Alfredo flavoring on something with the mud bug mafia.
Hey man, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'll eat crawfish any way you can make them. I'm telling you that. Yeah, yeah.
Try something.
Oh yeah, sure. But I can tell you we have not gone for lack of having some food brought in here to us with this show. That is for sure. And trust me, we appreciate every bit of it. I mean, every bit of it. So
keep it coming.
Yeah, we keep bringing them. We're not asking anybody to stop. That is for real. But yeah, it's a heart attack on a crust. Manasco said. That's probably true. But Mandy said, "Tell brother to get to work." Well, he didn't stay long.
He'll be there by 10.
Yeah.
Well, he was dropping off swag. I mean,
that's right.
Marketing.
Yeah.
Little marketing.
He was working. He was doing his thing. So tell me this. How many thousands of pounds of crawfish are y'all up to boiling a year now? Or a season as it is?
I just was talking with Justin about this, and I'd say including this past weekend, we have probably done around 20,000 pounds this season. And the big thing is now we have these consistent locations. We're at the Floribama Old River Grill, right there with the Old River Grill and the yacht club. Everybody pulls their boats up on Sundays. And
Parmesan crust. I'm sorry, Dan.
Parmesan.
Yeah.
And then we also will be starting next weekend on Sundays. We'll also be at the Hub 30A down there by Rosemary Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And so, kind of getting these consistent places while continuing your catering, I think is kind of the direction we're trying to go with it. And Justin, we wouldn't be operating and doing what we're doing without, Justin Byrne is really.
If it works out from a scheduling standpoint, we need to hook up with you one Sunday and go down and do a live. We make a weekend out of it. We want to go to the market at the wharf,
sure,
with the Lisa and of course Rachel down there at the with the fishing part of it, and then we could get with Colin over there with the Mudbug Mafia.
Yeah,
at the Floribama. I don't know what else we could do at the Floribama.
I'll talk to John McGinnis and them down there.
I can't imagine.
I mean, he'd be all over that, man. He comes over every Sunday. Typically brings his family and comes and hangs out with us, and they're just good people. That crowd down there, man, they are a class act. I mean, from top to bottom.
Well, I tell you what we ought to do is get in there about 8:30 on a Saturday night. Talk about it for 7 or 8 hours,
right?
Then get a hot mic Sunday morning to see what happens.
Yeah. And I'll let Coley know that it's working.
Yeah,
the only reason I'm going down there is for work.
That's it. Work related.
But yeah, they'd be all over that. And Blakely Cavert does all their social media. I'm sure you big dummy.
I don't know how smart that would be. Yeah. So we can try it, but I'm good for the 7 or 8 hours. Just the hot mic on Sunday morning that's got me concerned.
Right.
I mean, so
but we don't start till noon on Sundays, so that kind of gives a little bit of sleep in time.
Hey man, 2 vitamin B complex,
eat a loaf of bread,
and a 5-hour energy before you get started, and we're good, man. Yeah.
And it's kind of funny now that I think about that, because when we were down there for the mullet toss, real good friend of mine, musician, was down there playing. And, they have what they call the River House across the street. They put the bands up.
Yeah.
And I've stayed there a few times, when Drake was playing down there. And, it's kind of shared. It's just whoever's playing and who got in and who got a bed, And Davis, over the mullet toss, the first night we were down there, Friday night, I was talking to him, and he was like, man, I've kind of got to take it easy tonight. And I was like, well, why is that? He said, well, I'm staying in the river house. And I said, well, that doesn't really make sense. That, you can just walk over there. That's kind of the point. He said, well, the Velcro Pygmies are staying over there too. He said, man, they've been doing it for a long time. He said, they don't really play that coming in late and hollering, being loud stuff anymore. And I was like, well, I didn't
crazy.
know that. He said they wouldn't take too kindly to him showing up at 4:30 in the morning with 4 or 5 people in tow trying to pick guitars.
Well, the deal with that is a whole lot easier to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission.
Yeah.
So I'd have just showed up, and if they didn't like it, I said, we tone it down a notch or two.
He's friends with them, and I'm sure they have a good time. He was just...
Well, it's like...
He was probably just trying to get out of hanging out.
I was going to say, because let me tell you something. For a band like the Velcro Pygmies to still be doing what they do...
Was it really the Pygmies that were there that day that you're talking about? Was it really the Pygmies that were there?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just crazy. This is crazy.
This just happened.
This is one big knot, man.
Ago.
This is one big knot.
I mean, I'm saying, so the crazy thing about that is, you think about it.
It's admirable what they have done. I mean, in that industry, by anybody in that industry that obviously is well aware of them and the longevity of what they've been doing.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's
and the fact that they're still putting on the kind of shows that they put on and the high energy and the great time and
2 of them are originals.
Yeah,
Cam and the drummer.
That's
I don't
right.
know the drummer's name, but
so Davis is friends with Cam, and he was talking about Cam and just how successful he's been, and I mean, it's something for people. Davis is a younger guy, he's in his 20s, to look up to and say, man, I don't have to go against what I'm wanting to do. And, and try to be all over the radio to be successful. Cam has been extremely successful in his life.
Listen, man, we were talking about that in here the other day about the first time. I think DJ said the first time you saw the Pygmies was 89.
Yeah.
I remember seeing them with Gucci at the Pike House, and I'm going to say, 91ish, 92ish, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I mean, and those guys were blowing it up then, and they've been blowing it up ever since.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't go out to one of their shows and not have when you leave there, say, I had a great time.
And the thing about them is like you saw them 89, 91, and you're still going. And they're still gaining new fans.
Yeah, that's like
it's not like they're having to do a reunion tour.
Now here's Danny back. Oh my goodness!
Guys coming in. Hey,
good gracious! He has just walked in with a Cinnabon.
God, it's hot too.
Look at that!
It's hot.
Oh my goodness!
It's hot.
Thank you,
Danny. Thank you, man. Oh my Lord!
Look at that.
Will you look at these? Will you look at that?
Get your plate out and get you.
Yeah, this is the
Help
plates.
yourself.
Yeah.
I'll just grab one.
Good. Oh man.
It's fixing to get real quiet. Now we're all going to have one or two.
How can you not? I mean, this thing's got icing dripping off of it, man.
Me and Ken went with the whole.
I just ate. I ate the whole thing.
Dead air.
Yeah.
Dead air.
Yeah.
Dead air. I'm going to have another one.
That's really good.
Oh my
I'll
goodness.
take that one off of there for you.
That works.
Yeah.
Okay. So Hazel a while ago said that these numbers stand for our cholesterol level. Now you know Hayes would.
Mm-hmm.
So that's classic Hayes would.
Well, let me put this one on them. That would be a little more closer.
I was at the.
You got a good Hayes story?
I was at the SEC championship game in Atlanta when we played Georgia, and C.J. Mosley tipped that ball down when they were about to score that touchdown to beat us and then go on to play Notre Dame, which we did that year. But we played a concert the night before in Asheville, North Carolina with Blackberry Smoke. And Drake's drummer, Philip Pence, Big Phil, is a big guy. I was a huge Georgia fan. And I was like, man, my Uncle Paul asked me for one of these tickets and, this deal, and you want to try to go? He said, yeah, I think we could work that out. It was the last show of the run. And, we figured out we could get an airplane, and we had to leave at like 5:30 in the morning out of Asheville. And Drake and the band left and went back to Nashville. And so we fly in, And my mom and dad had their place in Atlanta during that time, and we stayed there. And we went to the game, and we were in this. It wasn't like a private suite box where you just kind of have the buffet, but they used to call them super suites in the old Georgia Dome. And it was a private box with 70 seats, and you had your own dedicated bar. And I was in there, sitting down, and we would save the seats we had. And I went up to the bar, and there's John Parker Wilson, just different people. There's about 4 or 5 people between me and the guy at the bar ordering with his back to me. I'm sitting there, and I heard him go, "Do you know how to make a Ben Kelly?" And I was like, wait, hang on,
This is the center of the universe, man. It's the center of the freaking universe.
Watch it, sucker.
I get up next to him and I look at him and it's Hayes. We figure out that,
Oh, man.
he has some guy in town with him who had never been to a SEC college football game, and he was going to show him. And we all hung out, and he met Phil. And I told Phil, I was like, I'm telling you, it's everywhere you go. And Ben Kelly is a particular drink, and they ended up, when we left there, I think there was a handful of people that were ordering Ben Kellys.
What the hell is the world coming to?
Ben Kelly.
Well,
Ben Kelly. Wow.
Oh, that's funny.
That is Hayes Wood.
yeah.
And Mandy, you're right. Mandy McKenzie said everybody has a good Hayes story. I've told a couple of good Hayes stories on here, but that is
Mine was PG. That's maybe PG-13.
no. Hey, that's great, man. That's great. Well, I'll tell you what, Colin, you're doing some big things, man. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't know that we've had this much food on the table at one time in a while. I mean, really. I mean, we got pizza to Cinnabon to donuts. Some
good Pepsi swag.
some Pepsi swag, Pepsi
Code word hats.
code word hats.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
I've got the uniform.
When you order the hat or buy it retail, they all come in this nifty little
How about that? Look at that now.
Burlap, just a little personal touch,
Yeah.
and
I like that because that's some. You throw a couple things in that and toss it over your shoulder and run around with it.
Weavers will have this as well.
That's correct. And then I forgot too, on the inside, it has our label, and then it's going to tell you, made to benefit children of
really cool.
Alabama.
Yeah.
And then personal touch again here. They say the hat that gives back. That's kind of our slogan there.
Cool.
The same English.
Really cool.
Yeah, that's just a awesome thing. Codewordhats.com.
Yeah.
Sandcastle
Course, Kids.
Sandcastle Kids, giving Crispin Few and his family a vacation, excursion,
groceries.
1 week of groceries. I mean, listen,
That's one of that's one of the greatest things I've heard in a while.
neat.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And they're great people.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you, I'll get you that information today,
Yeah.
and I'm sure they will be ecstatic to hear about that. I know Crispin will, and I'm sure that Captain of the Kais will want to try to take credit for it because that's just what he does. But listen, anytime you want to come by, you're always welcome. And make sure if you're around June 30th,
I will
try to make it out. It's going to be a big time.
O'Bannon, right?
O'Bannon, yeah.
And you're gonna have some barbecue.
Oh yeah.
I heard it was gonna be cornhole because y'all didn't want the horseshoes.
We're probably gonna have a cornhole thing set up instead of horse. If people get mad to start throwing horseshoes, it's gonna be rough.
Catch somebody in the ankle.
Pepsi's going to provide soft drinks for the day.
Oh man, that's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big thing. Hollister Christ has a benefit tomorrow. Sherry Weaver putting in. Of course, a lot of big things. The 109 is tomorrow. The Burnt Corn Creek Run is tomorrow. So make sure and check that out. And I don't know what just happened, but we will.
Cut off.
Did it?
I'm not sure.
We'll see if it did. We're still on the WBOSS, I can tell you that.
Okay.
So, no, we're still going.
Still going.
Yeah, we're still going. Yeah, we're good.
Well, I guess I'll slide out. Let y'all.
Oh, we finna wrap it up, man. Okay. I think we've talked about all we can talk about. I mean, you know, I may be wrong, but I think we've it cut off, but I think it come right back.
Okay.
I say it did. Well, I think it did, but maybe it didn't. Anyway,
It's on the boss anyway.
yeah, it's still on the boss. Yeah, because it says
It's up.
Is it up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Live.
Yeah, it's back up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, it just went again, but it's back. It's in and out.
Don't you love internet? I mean, that's just what it is.
I was getting annoyed with my internet this morning at the house trying to check email.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's crazy how you know, and I could get started on this MediaCom kick again, but I'm just not going to do it because it's really probably not worth me doing.
Right.
But anyhow, we do appreciate you coming by, and anytime that you want to come by, you know, you're welcome to come by. And I guess we probably need to get things. Take it away, DJ.
I want to thank Colin McMillan with Code Word Hats and Mudbug Mafia being with us today. Code Word Hats will be sold here locally at Weaver's there on the boardwalk. Go see Jenny and Andrew Clark. Of course, you do have the option to buy online as well. And, of course, if you're in the Gulf Shores area on Sunday down in the Floribama, he'll have Mudbug Mafia set up there, boiling them hot, dropping them hot, and hauling tails. So check out Colin, pat him on the back, shake his hand, and hug his neck. He'll appreciate that. He loves the home folks like we do. Y'all have a great weekend. 109 tomorrow. Hope to see you down there. Y'all have a good one. We love y'all.
Thank you for tuning in to Drive Time, live from the Peach Pit in historic Bruton, Alabama. Remember to tune in every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m.-ish. Remember to like and share the Drive Time videos, as the more you like and share, the more chances you have to win.